instructions.
Hi, we are Brett and Glenda Krupnik, and we are going to have lunch. We we are we didn't get to promote this, but it's okay. If anybody joins us, or if you join us, share this video with someone that you know likes mindful eating or that wants to have mindful eating. Anyone that has been frustrated with their diet, with the way they eat, with the way they feel. We are attempting today to make. We're just gonna wing it. We are gonna review this dash pie maker that I have had for a long time. You got this. You got this as a gift, right?
Sure.
For your work, I think.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. So thank you, Chewy. And we are going to make a pie. Now, my mindful eating boundaries are low carb, high protein, high fat diet, which I feel satiates me a lot. His is
Calorie counting to lose weight. So, yeah, we have a very different approach.
Yeah.
We just follow what works for us.
We follow what works for us, and we want you to follow what works for you. Like, for example, I know that because I didn't get good sleep and I have an upset stomach, I can't just let my body eat whatever it wants. Otherwise, I'm going to feel crappy. My stomach is going to hurt. So I'm sticking to nutrient-dense foods for me. Brett is going to stick to his calorie counting. We're going to the movies later on, and he wants to stick with it.
For me, it's a lot of processed food with the calories right on the label so I can count it.
He has a good stomach. He can handle all that. So that's good. And maybe that's what you can do. Whatever it is that you know makes you feel better and energized. As you can see, he's full of energy. He got this, so you tell us what you're going to make. And we're just going to start to open this.
Since we've got a pie maker and Glenda's much more into the cooking and the process, I didn't really have the patience to make some homemade pie crust that would take several hours and mixing all the ingredients. Instead, I just bought pre-made, pre-rolled pie crust, and I'm just going to cut my shapes out of that. So that's what I'm using for my pie crust.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was going to say, so what we have here is this tiny little pie maker. It's very tiny.
That's going to cut my pieces of pie.
Right. So what this comes with is the little pie maker. I don't know if you have any other Dash products. I also have a waffle maker and the ice cream maker. And we actually are enjoying both of them.
Yeah.
So
what's really cool about this little pie maker in this piece here, you can see this is two different shapes, larger here and smaller here. So when I unroll my pie crust, I'm going to be able to use the larger shape, cut a hole, and that's going to be the bottom. It fills the bottom and the sides. And then when I'm done putting my pie filling in the middle, I use the smaller side, I cut a hole, and that's going to be the top of the pie. So very cool that they give you the shape cutter for both pieces of the pie already in there.
I am going to attempt something that I don't think I have ever seen done online, which is to make a crust out of beef. I think it's going to work. In my head, it works and it tastes really good.
She's made pizza crust out of beef before, but that's basically just baking beef into a sheet and then putting her pizza toppings on top. Exactly. Tastes like a pizza burger.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have a shaper and the meat tends to stay together. So I'm gonna go for it because I don't want to eat carbs and I want to eat something different. Now, I'm not a chef. I don't know how to cook. I like to make inventions, right? I make my thing. I call my meals or foods inventions because I'll take a recipe, but I will completely do it my way. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I have some meat here.
And what's going to be the filling of your pie?
I'm going to put in the filling pepperoni and mozzarella. And
so again, kind of a pizza burger type thing, but it's going to be in the shape of a pie.
In the shape of a pie.
And what about the top of your pie? No. So you're really just using this to make it as a shape?
No, I'm going to put a top and a bottom.
Of what? Oh, of meat.
Of beef, exactly.
Okay.
But I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna try to make it thin to shape it. So I'm just going to. You want to start to shape yours, or
I will in a sec. So I was watching what you're doing, but so for my pie, I was looking at the recipes from Dash, and Dash had a nice recipe in here for chicken pot pie. I wanted to make a chicken pot pie, and when I'm looking at the recipe, it's telling me cook this shredded chicken, get these carrots, get these shallots, get all these things. Use almond milk. It was telling me all these ingredients to make chicken pot pie filling, which sounded good. But then when I read all the ingredients, it said it was going to make 4 pies. And I was just interested in trying this with 1 pie today and not going through all of those ingredients. So my experiment today is I bought a can of Chunky's pub-style chicken pot pie filling.
Simple.
And so all I'm going to do is cut my pie pieces, put them in, and then I'm going to dump in enough of my chicken pot pie soup to fill my pie and put the top on. Done.
To how many carbs is in that? I'm curious.
They had healthier ones, but this one is 18 grams of carbs a serving, but 38 grams if I use the whole can. But I'm anticipating probably using half the can.
That's not bad.
So we'll see. And if I use the entire can, it's 380 calories. Half the can's more like 180 to 200 calories. And my pie is going to be about 110 calories per. So this is a little bit more calories than I would normally do for lunch, but it's to test this out.
Now, when people make crusts out of beef, they add egg, but I found that I don't have to add egg for the meat to stay together. If you grab ground beef and you make it flat and you cook it, it'll stay together. So I'm not going to add eggs because even though I don't want to or care to count calories, I want to decrease my calorie intake if I can. I don't want to overeat. So I am going to not add any egg to keep this together. I'm just simply going to flatten it as thin as possible. I added, like you saw, I pointed to the pork frying crust. That's going to give it a little bit of flavor. I haven't added salt and pepper. I'm going to do that right now. We got some salt and pepper here. Sometimes I like to add salt and pepper after I have already cooked the meat. Again, this for me is a work of art. I like when I do this. And for me is almost therapeutic. And I like the way that I feel after I have created my own foods. So, all right. So how do we do this? Now, let me see. We've never done this, so we'll see.
So showing that I've opened one pre-rolled pie.
All right, so which side?
So the big side is going to make
the bottom, okay.
And then the little side is the top.
All right, okay.
I'm going to see if I'm able to do this in one sheet or not. It looks like I probably will.
So if I remember, this has a light, and it's going to basically, we're going to plug it in, and then it's going to turn on and turn off and turn on and turn off, and you can check it as you are going. Now, I am going to...
Oh, perfect. So look, it even cut the little edges for me so that I can overlap it once I put it in the middle.
Do you want to start yours or you want me to go first?
Whatever you want. I'll be ready to go much faster than you, obviously.
All right,
so maybe I should go first.
Sure, go for it.
Is it plugged in?
I just plugged it in.
All right, I'm going to first cut.
Because it's Teflon, you do not have to add any oil or anything like that. It should release or lose.
Perfect, and there's my top. So you can see the difference with the dough. I've got my top piece, which is solid, which will go on. I've got my bottom piece, which has these little cuts so that when you're putting it into the pie, you can overlap these edges. So you said it's plugged in and warming up?
It's plugged in and warming up.
All right, so...
For me, I'm going to use pepperoni mozzarella, and I have some marinara sauce. Oh, that's too much pepperoni.
I'll be able to make a second pie with this sheet.
And while you are there listening, I just...
I'm going to turn it this way. Ooh, it's getting warm.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, because it gets warm pretty quickly, so you can get started. So just want to let you guys know that we started a Facebook group, and it's all about mindful eating. I just started it today. And about the mindful eating is about just sharing our struggles with wanting to stay, mindfully eating.
Was I supposed to put this in before you turned it
on?
Because it might be too hot for me to do this.
You can unplug it if you want, but I don't think so. You can use one of the spatulas.
It's fine right now.
So Where are you guys watching from? Where are you watching from whenever you get to see this? Let us know where you're from. What is your eating journey like? How are you
I'll lift this up to show
feeding yourself? What are your goals and desires? I have definitely, Brett and I have gone through our share of highs and lows with a little bit of overeating struggles.
Emotional eating for me.
Yeah, for me too. So let us know where you're at and what your goal is. All right, so I
I
got.
think that's probably as full as I should do it. Should I have gone a little less?
Maybe.
I
think that's okay.
This is very little of the can. This is only like a quarter of the
even
can.
a little bit more. All right,
Well,
here.
No, I don't think more. I
I think I mixed too much. I got some cheese and pepperoni going here. Yeah, I can see it. There's a little. You see, there's a little bit of a.
I also don't want it to like leak out.
Oh, you have to. Yeah, that's okay. Maybe that's too much. Okay, that's it. All right. So I put some pepperoni, some mozzarella, and I have some tomato and basil. I'm just gonna put a little bit, not a lot.
So I close this already?
Yep. Wait, no, I think you have to make slice just like 4.
I didn't read any instructions.
I thought you did.
You said we were winging it. I'm winging it.
You have to make a little bit of a dent so that an incision so that it can air out. Right, exactly. There you go. Go ahead.
And now close it.
Okay.
Am I supposed to put pressure? No.
No, you don't put pressure. Okay, so
it's going to be very low cal because look at how little of the can it used. Only like a quarter of the can, not even.
Yeah.
About a quarter of a can.
So how many calories is your meal?
So if it's a quarter of a can, this is only going to be about 100. And then, let me see the servings. How many servings per sheet?
So this is
1/8 of one crust. Oh, okay. So the pie crust is all the calories.
How many calories in the pie crust?
Wow, it might be almost 400 calories for the pie crust.
For that tiny little thing. Okay, I don't know how many calories, but mine is full protein. I've got the crust going here. Now I'm going to cut for my bottom. I'm trying to make it as flat as possible. So now I'm going to. So I cut it like this. I don't know if you can see it. And I'm going to remove the meat around it because I'm going to use that meat for the second crust. This is what I'm doing.
So according to my calculations, my whole pie is going to be about 450 calories. That's not terrible for a lunch. Sometimes
May I have that blue plate over there, please?
Yes.
Just make sure you wipe it and there's no hair on it because we have a lot of dogs and hair fly around. All right. So this is my pie crust, the bottom, as you can see. And now on this other plate, I am going to create the top. So I'm just going to flatten it. And I just eyeballed this. You can always take some away, put a little less filling, and it just makes a everyday meal into something a little bit more fun and creative. And I like that because I get bored quick, and I guess I want to feel like I'm eating different meals. But this overall makes me feel much better. All right, so now.
How long is till this one's done?
The light turns on and off, but you can. It's almost done. Maybe I would say a little bit. Yeah, I would say a little bit.
It's getting a little burnt at the edges.
Yeah, so you might want to remove it.
I need the middle to be cooked too, though.
Yeah.
How am I going to remove it? I didn't spray anything, did I need to?
It should come off because it's Teflon. One of the complaints that I saw is that the edges do cook. Do toast way too quickly. So now again I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to remove the meat around it. And that's the top for my crust. So now I have one bottom and one top. And then I have the, so what else can we share with our wonderful
How am I
family?
going to take it out? They're just
With your hands.
What do you mean with the hands? It's going to be
Just
hot.
go like that.
Don't do that.
Wait.
No, don't take that off. That is very hot. Maybe with a
Look,
spatula.
you just, right here, I have a spatula right here. That's it. Look, it just lifts up very
All right,
easily.
well, the middle's not cooked yet, so
Yeah,
keep it in
so
there.
we'll keep it. All right. So anyways, yeah, we have, just so you know, a mindful eating journal that helps you get to the bottom of why you eat, what you eat, when you eat it, so that if there is a negative feeling when you hear what you eat, when you eat it, and why you eat it, like, oh gosh, I don't even want to talk about that. We want to get you to think positively, like, I like what I'm eating. When I'm eating it, I'm enjoying my foods, and what I'm eating, I'm enjoying it. So we want to get you from the pessimistic thoughts about food into the optimistic thoughts about food, so that you don't have to be stressed and letting that stress steal your energy.
It's a mind shift set. I was definitely doing a lot of emotional eating whenever I was just turning to food for comfort, and I was gaining a lot of weight. And instead, the journal helps you, if you go to eat something, it helps you stop to think, how am I feeling right now? Am I eating to avoid an emotion, or should I stop and process my emotion? I don't need to eat right now. And so with my calorie counting, I save a ton of my calories for the evening. I have a huge dinner and dessert before bed, so I go to bed feeling full and satisfied, not going to bed feeling hungry. When I wake up in the morning, I don't start out with a big breakfast, or if I do, a very light, low-calorie breakfast, small snacks throughout the day, low-calorie lunch, saving all of my calories for big dinner, big dessert. That works for me. I'm able to control my eating more during the day and then go a little nuts at night. But that way, if I'm trying to eat some stuff during the day, I can stop and think, like, is this within my budget? Or, do I need to go do something else right now? Do I need to go read or pray or do something else to help, or just stop and think about what's going on in my life?
Yeah, we did an emotional maturity study with Randy Garris, and we will be more than happy to share these resources, because we really do want to see people not feel defeated by the issues with food. I've struggled with them. I've struggled because he struggled, and I felt like he wasn't, helping me, and he felt like I wasn't helping him. And it was until we each decided to take action on our own that we were able to be, in essence, delivered from those issues. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. But we just, I lost my train of thought. So I'm from Puerto Rico, just to change the subject a little bit, and you are
I'm
from
native Floridian.
But he grew up Jewish. And you always say that. You never say that aspect of you. Why? Why don't you ever share that?
I do.
Okay.
With my testimony.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What is it?
No, because it does play a role in the way that you see God and the way that you grew up, or at least with a little bit of reverence or fear, even if you didn't live by it. But and the reason why that is a huge part of this is because our body is a temple of God, and I've struggled with the idea that the temple of God is, we're supposed to honor God with our bodies, and what we put in our bodies, by what we put in our bodies, we can honor or dishonor God. This is a gift of God that we've been given. So just, I know it's random, but I just thought I mentioned
Threw
it.
me for a loop on that.
Yeah. Okay. So you have, oh, right. We lost the mic. Okay. Oh, it's coming up. It's rising up a little bit. So So I just also want to say I am doing it with beef, but I don't think that you would want to use this with any other kind of meat. The way when I was processing about making my pie crust out of
Ground beef.
some meat,
Oh.
I thought of a meat that will not likely make me sick if it's slightly undercooked. Beef is something that you can eat medium rare. So if it's slightly
That's
undercooked,
a good point. You can't eat poultry.
you can't eat poultry undercooked. You cannot eat pork undercooked. So I would not recommend you trying to do this with anything else unless it's fully cooked before you put it on here. This is why I chose beef. So I strategically chose beef for that purpose. And the good thing is, like, honestly, I had, because of the way that I'm eating, also another thing, I'm more intuitively, and the way that I am eating is I get hungry. I didn't get hungry until 11:30 today. So I'm not intermittently fasting on purpose. My last meal was 7 last night, actually, and I ate later than I normally would eat. But because I had a later brunch, I had eggs with chicken salad. I mixed leftover chicken with Miracle Whip. I had that at 10:30. I'm not gonna be hungry to eat this right now. So I'm gonna cook it and I'm gonna store it away, and it'll be kind of like my dinner right before we head out. And this meat, if it's slightly undercooked for whatever reason, I don't think it's going to be, but if it is, it'll finish cooking there. But I don't think it's going. The pie crust is very thin. Look how thin that is. So
if Glenda sparked your curiosity on my testimony of growing up Jewish and now being a Christian believer, you can go look at our other channel,
Oh,
Influence
yes.
for Purpose, and see our whole story there and connect with.
That's right.
Yeah.
We have merch. We have these hoodies, ladies. We have the cut off hoodies, and then we have the full on, and we have some shirts. We have some dry fit ones as well. They're in our website at Influence for Purpose. I put the information in the comment or in the description box below if that interests you. We share daily content there to inspire you to live with faith-filled intention. Little nuggets that God gives us during our time with Him, as well as things that helped us in the past. I have a testimony of a mental breakdown. And so because of what I went through there, I tried to be more holistic. And this is where being mindful about what I eat comes in. There is a connection between your gut and your brain. When you are upset, when you don't feel good, you have a stomach pain, you feel upset in your stomach, you get nauseated. In the same way, certain foods that you put in your stomach are going to not do well for your brain to work well or to process information properly. There is a constant communication between your brain and your stomach. And so this is why I have been very mindful, and now I kind of recognize it. Do I always listen to my body? No, I don't always listen to my body, but I try to. So
I think this is pretty much done. I was just trying to make sure.
Oh, yes, that looks really good. Look at that. That looks really good.
When you pull it out, the bottom actually looks good too.
All right. That's nice. Take a picture of that for the story. All right. So here is my other, and I'm going to very gently move it. No, it's okay. All right. So here is my beef crust. All right, I wish I had an overhead camera, but I don't yet. We're not there. All right. And now we have, and that's sizzling. I love it. And now I have the cheese and the pepperoni that I'm gonna put on there or in there. Honey, would you take a picture of this with
Sure.
my other camera? I wanna the other camera over there.
Picture or photo or video?
I guess you can take a quick video. All right. Now, the more I put in, I am trying to push it down. I'm gonna put it all. I'm actually gonna put it all. Okay.
What? It's not gonna cook. Is it? Okay. Do you?
All right. And now I am putting the top. It's a little loose, but it's okay because it needs to air out. So, and that's it. Maybe I put too much.
Yeah, I don't think that meat's gonna cook on that side.
We're gonna see. I think I put too much stuffing. But you know what I can do? I'm just gonna leave it.
I'm gonna eat mine.
All right, eat yours. All right, so the rest of the beef, I'm just gonna
Flaky.
season it.
I love chicken
I saw it.
sauce. So the soup did cook inside this. It's warm. It's hot.
Huh?
The soup did get hot.
Okay,
inside.
so then
The
that
soup is
means
not cold.
my pie is gonna cook just fine. It's just gonna take a few extra minutes.
This is just like chicken pot pie. I like my speedy idea. I don't like how many calories are in that crust. I'm gonna have to maybe find a low-calorie pie crust and make it
I
myself.
wonder if we can use egg. Can you open them? Egg. Thank you. Egg. Like the egg wraps. I wonder if we can use the egg wraps. All right. So I
You're
know.
There's also things made out of cheese.
I know that I should have put the less filling. I put too much filling for sure. But we're gonna see how it turns out. Even though I put too much filling, I definitely should have put less.
You might have to put something underneath it. The juices are starting to drip out. So.
Oh, okay. I put the. Oh, you know what? Actually, it looks like it's cooking just fine, honey.
Careful.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, that's probably something we should have done before. Okay. I am seasoning the rest of my meat. I actually never add breadcrumbs when I make the beef, but I decided to do it today because why not? It's gonna give it a little bit more.
Those are not breadcrumbs. Those are pork rinds.
Oh, sorry, pork rinds.
Well, no, I spilled my shirt.
Look at you. He's talking about me spilling it.
Well, I was watching you.
All right. All right. So, what are your favorite dishes? And do you have a favorite dish? Even though I'm not a chef, I had to master the Puerto Rican potato salad because I love the Puerto Rican potato salad and I couldn't find someone to make it. My niece makes a really good one, but I do like it with potatoes. So
What are you talking about?
I'm talking
You said
about
your niece makes a potato salad, but you like it with potatoes.
yeah. So I had to master. Sorry. Thank you. I like it with apples, and she doesn't like it with apples. So I had to master my potato salad, and now I'm the designated potato salad maker, even though I'm not necessarily the best cook. Like I don't know how to make arroz con gandules. I don't know how to make pernil. I'm very intimidated by those things. So, is there a dish that even though you don't cook, you know how to make well, and people know that's your go-to dish? We would love to know. And if you do like to cook, and we're doing something wrong here, let us know gently. Be kind, please.
I make omelets. I'm known for making
He
omelets
is.
in the house.
Yes. And French toast.
Chocolate
Make
chip
the
French toast.
Challah. Oh my gosh. All the French toast are the bomb.
Yeah, I haven't made anything like that on my calorie counting.
So this smells really good. It smells like a burger, actually. I'm just gonna
Sure.
lift this up.
Because
Look
it
at
is a
that. It's looking really good.
This would be good.
It's like you know what? This is like a filled, like a stuffed burger. It's coming out like a stuffed burger.
That could be a whole restaurant idea.
Yeah, stuffed burgers. Let me know if you'll try this. I would love to know if you're gonna try this. All right. So I got my meat seasoned. Okay. I want to know if when you were young, or if you still do, eat this meat raw like this. I know you used to.
I used to when I was a kid, but it's not safe anymore.
I know. I used to when I was a kid too, but I can't do it anymore.
So, a side note with my calorie counting, yesterday I had 3 mini donuts at work and 3 Rice Krispie treats at work, and I still was under my calories for the day because I went to the gym and did an hour on the Stairmaster and a little bit extra at the gym. So, with my way of calorie counting, I can have as much carbs or anything I want as long as I'm taking in less calories than I'm burning for the day, as opposed to the low carb diet that went.
Yeah.
Carbs right now.
Last night I actually had, I think I had a couple of meals, and because I ate later in the day. Again, I am intermittently fasting, even though I'm not doing that on purpose. It's just intuitively. I read a great book on intuitive eating. I think that's the title. I don't remember the author. You can Google that. And so I apply some of those principles. I follow great people, carnivore people online. I love the principles of carnivore. I did it for a while. I started to feel better. I like to have variety. And so now I just realize I'm gonna be mindful of the foods that make me feel good, and the ones that don't, I'm gonna create a boundary. Like for example, bread. So we try to do rye bread. I try to do sourdough rye bread. I was trying to do sourdough and see if maybe the aspect of the being sour, fermented, if it would do good with my stomach. And oh no, it didn't do good with my
You
stomach.
didn't tell me that.
Yeah, the crackers that I was eating, I told you that the
The
crackers.
but I didn't know you tried the bread.
I haven't made the bread yet. I have to make the bread. I do have the sourdough starter in the refrigerator. I'm unsure. I'm not going to throw it away. It can stay there. I'm going to try to make the bread. But the crackers that I made from the discards made my stomach so sick. I cannot have those crackers. So I'm going to try to make the sourdough bread. Now, because of that, I know the foods that make me feel good, and I will eliminate the ones that don't. I'm going to set a boundary. If I decide to have them, I have them intentionally, knowing this might happen. They make me feel sick, but I want to indulge anyways. But because I know how they make me feel, and I know that I live by boundaries, it's easier for me to say, nope, I'm not going to have this meal. Now, right now, even though I probably, according to some charts, I'm overweight. I'm not looking to lose weight. I just don't want to gain anymore. But I actually have gone down in weight eating this way. I'm not trying But if I do, then great. I'm okay with the way going. I don't need to have. So, okay. I think that's pretty good. The cheese is already starting to melt. I am going to, maybe I'm going to leave it.
It's interesting. Glenda's eating habits have to do more with her gut and how she feels physically and energy wise, where as me, the eating journey is more related to my emotions and dealing with those in a proper way, because my gut is not sensitive, my stomach's not sensitive. I can eat whatever, whenever, and it doesn't usually change my energy levels that much one way or another. What I'm having to do is, in a healthy way, pay attention to my emotions and deal with them rather than turning to eating and ignoring them. Pepperoni doesn't look like cooked.
The cheese is kind of melted. The pepperoni, I'm not
You
concerned.
might have to taste it before you shut that off.
I think again, I should have. I put too much stuffing in there.
Before you unhook it, I would
That's
cut
what
a piece
happened.
and taste it.
No, that's okay because I'm gonna show it on camera. So there's our beef pie. All right, so definitely if I would have made just a tiny little less or half of what I put in for the ingredients, I think, excuse me, spice. I think that would have been better. I put
It
too
came out
much.
better than I thought it would for trying to use meat as your crust.
Yeah, I am just gonna cut it.
I want to clean the pie. I'm going to make a second pie right now because I have
Okay, you need to grab.
a glove and a wet
Yeah.
paper towel or something.
Right. Use the hand thing. The
The sponge?
what we use to remove the stuff from the
Yes.
microwave. So there is the green glove, honey, so you don't
Yeah, I
burn
already
yourself.
have the green glove. I
Oh,
thought you
okay.
were talking about routine.
Oh, you don't need that, just napkins, wet napkins. All right, so there is.
That's what I was doing in the first place until she stopped.
So it actually looks really good. Yes, it's true that the pepperonis are not fully cooked, but this pepperoni you can actually eat uncooked. I'm gonna see what it tastes like. But the meat is fully cooked. The meat is no longer pink. So as far as the meat crust, I know that will work. Next time, I just have to put less ingredients.
This isn't too hot for the green glove. It's crazy.
No, it tastes like pizza. You want to try some, Brett?
Yeah, I want to try a bite. I'm sure it tastes like a pizza burger.
Yeah, it's a pizza burger.
I don't think I'm going to be able to make another pie. I think I gotta wait for this cools off. This thing is really hot. I'll throw everything in.
All right, this is really, really tasty. All right, so 1 out of 10, what do you think?
Like the pie maker?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm giving it like a 9 out of 10 probably.
Me too. To me, the pie maker is 9 out of 10. My cooking skills,
6 out of 10.
that's generous. I was giving myself 4 out of 10. Try this. Right? It's good. I liked it a lot. So, anyways, thank you for joining
Probably even
us.
less calories than mine.
It is less calories. It's going to be less calories.
More food and less calories.
I'm going to try to make it again. I will try to make it again with the meat that I have and record a short video form and see if that comes out better. So make sure you follow us on all our social media. I share those short form videos on all the other medias if you're on there. And then here, make sure you subscribe if you enjoy this content and check the notification bell for when our next video comes out. All right.
Follow us if you want to see a lot of the low calorie options I do. I make breakfast omelet under 100 calories. I often make some sandwiches for lunch at 200, 250 calories. And just a lot of ways to even eat things like ice cream and donuts and all these things, but on low calorie budget and still lose weight. So.
Yeah, and follow us for the low carb, high protein recipes that I make. We don't want you to eat like us. We just want to inspire you to find the way that you are supposed to eat, right? So thank you for watching. God bless you. And we look forward to seeing you around. Bye.